Girls with their nails done now. Girls with their
Well.
nails done.
Now, where are you?
Girls with their nails done.
It's time. It is time for your favorite audio version on the video platform. 6th month. It's the nickel. 6th day tomorrow. D-Day. It's a beautiful day to be alive. It will come out on Friday. It's a beautiful day to be alive. It really is. Left work early. I said, I'm going to go home and do a Miss Vicky. And I said, what the hell? I did. But this comes out in the morning. It'll be D-Day, 1944. They stormed those beaches. Yep. Without those guys. Well, we have D-Day. A lot of people don't even know that 1944, they had to do that job. Probably don't know, don't care. No one knows their history anymore. But I hope everybody out there is feeling wonderful and delicious and outrageous and contagious. Me, I'm feeling just squirrely right now. And this audio comes to you. It's always a great day to be alive, or other people don't. And I can feel pain. I can hear, I can walk. I do well. I don't run with poor people, as I always say, right? It's nice to live well. Eat well. But, as we say, on that D-Day, when we were dragged in the war by Japan, when Hitler decided to invade 1939, December 1st, Japan into Hawaii. And then we had to nuke them not once but twice. They got on the Mighty Mo and said they were sorry. So we had to finish the job, like I said, in D-Day with everybody else, to snap the necks of the Krauts and free the Jews. Get into Berlin, the nation's capital, and kick some ass. Sacrifice a lot of men and women to the armed forces. We always do. They all hate us, but they all want us to come. We have a draft dodger up on the hill, the Hunch. Of course, one was supposed to end all wars. And of course, we had to go to the Forgotten War. That got nothing really done. Not much. Very little at all. Sacrificed many men and women. And then we had Vietnam, 58,000 plus. For a war, could have been done a lot quicker. We would have just went up to Saigon and kicked some ass. We have also Afghanistan, Desert Storm, plenty of the wars the men and women in the armed forces have served. Come when they were called, and instead of running to Canada, is the hunch. Hasn't worked a day in his life. Who are these brave men and women of the armed forces? They are as follows. The Air Force, the Army, and the Marines, and the Navy, and the Merchant, the National Guard, and Coast Guard. They're in and out of uniform. I've always said, yeah, I serve them well. I'm always speak of them all the time, not just a couple times. Okay? Remember, you are your choices in life. You choose who you run with in life. If you run with criminals, felons, or poor people, you will be those of sort. So pick and choose wisely who you decide you want to run with. Because I'll always be one of them. Would you shower? Would you shower in the shower of Penn State? I would not shower in the shower of Penn State. Would not. Would never do it. You know, your choices in life, we always say, right? My dad always said, he said, son, no, there didn't be mistaken much choice. So when you, all of a sudden, it's like, yeah. So you run with someone who's a criminal, right? He said, not my fault. It's your fault. So make sure you do know that. When it comes to sex, keep the kids and animals out of that behavior. That's all we're asking. And you'll see something right here. Okay. Oh, cool. Good, Karl. Cool. But when you're having sex, put a condom on, birth control pills. Prevent AIDS, herpes, or gonorrhea, or needle in the penis. That's all we're asking. Put one on. Prevent that kind of behavior. Always good to have cheese, but that's all we ever ask. Thank you. And also, well, remember, if you don't like two men having consensual sex, I totally understand that. That's fine. It's not a very Christian thing to be watching two women have consensual sex. That's gay sex. When you're out and about, hanging out, do us a favor. If you're going to drink, that's fine. I don't care. I'm a big drinker. Shot here and there. A barley pop. Don't drink and drive. Call someone you're going to murder somebody. You're going to murder somebody. Okay? Pick up the phone. We don't want anybody murdering somebody. Because when you get arrested, you cannot go to Canada. Like, what's his name out there? Lovely and talented. Okay? Thank you so much. Let's see the geolocations, you guys. United States, Netherlands, Spain, Japan, Norway, Australia, United Kingdom, Denmark. And let my people go in South Korea and Pakistan, Russia, Sweden, and Ukraine still's in the building. California 134 times. Florida, Osala 4 times. Come back, thank you. St. Petersburg, Wisconsin's Green Bay, Penis Packer time. Illinois City Organized from Chicago. Missouri, St. Louis. Vermont, Newport, you're new once. New York, Queens, White Plains, Yorktown Heights. You're all new. Thank you. Virginia, Montia, and Forest Gump. North Carolina, Indian Trail, not once but twice. South Carolina, Lakewood. Tennessee, Tazewell. Interesting. Some new IPs in the building. Thank you so much. We always appreciate everybody that rolls into the show. All the IPs. Even old Canada. Goddamn Edmonton Oilers took out. So you're in Ontario. Georgetown 11 times and Toronto 3 times. So someone in Toronto is listening, and also in Georgetown is listening to Fear Mongering Radio. But anyways, you guys, how the hell are you? Well, you know, it's one of those days. Left work early, nothing to do. My boss is out of town tomorrow, so I gotta suffer in silence. F off. I gotta run down the casino for something. Can't bring the dock truck, so they're gonna give me a 2025 Dodge to run something down there, a casino for some reason. But they are gonna give me a 2025 pickup truck to run for 2 weeks, bring it home back and forth, I guess. So break it in, I guess. So it's always fun. I mean, they'd give me a truck if I want one. I'm like, no, it won't fit in the garage, and I'm not gonna park cars. I'm not doing that kind of behavior. I've done it before, but I'd love to have a big guy F-250, but it is what it is. But kind of slow right now. I mean, you know, effing off, you know, screwing around, everything else. Said the 20th day we are going to the car show, and then I finally got the mailing thing to ship off my camera up to Chicago to have them look at my camera. Finally got that thing in the mail, so I shipped that off to Chicago. Should be there tomorrow morning. Look at it, and whatever's gone with the camera, if either fix, give me a new one, whatever. I have a 2-year warranty on that DJI. Well, it's been good. Rained a little bit on Monday too, if we need. The lawn's kind of long. And we are going to get a new dog on Saturday after we get off the airport. We're going to cruise up to Little Falls, get a new dog. We'll probably have the neighborhood lady bring her in and drop her off, so she brings her in the house instead of us bringing them in. So she had pictures of 4 different dogs. Blitters, the one that Coco Banana was in. He had some more, but the other ones up in Little Falls already have shots in their potty trained, so the other ones were just born. So I said, if you want to guess, you want to get one, we'll get it. So I said, it shouldn't be a big deal. We'll get that done. We'll get another dog. So, but that means Coco Banana will move up to the boxcar, and then we get a new caboose, a new dog, this might be a Pomeranian. Chloe was the first non-Pomeranian dog we ever had. We always had Pomeranian, so still can't believe she's gone. She'd be a little butthead, but she was a good dog. We have that other dog up on the hill. He's a good dog too, the brand new puppy. So it's a very good, friendly neighborhood for dogs. A lot of dogs, always big treats around. So, but anyways, so yeah, here we are on Fear Mongering Radio. So I guess, you know, you saw Miss Vicky, right? Miss Vicky news. She came on to the Whispering live stream in a shaggy wig, and I guess, you know, she said she wants to marry New York Dan. She wants to marry New York Dan. That's what I hear. She wants to marry his ass after the Sarasota Tim marriage thing kind of fell through on her. And it's like, okay. But she came on and did an epic time, and we had the time of our lives there. So, good old Miss Vicky. She'll be, because tonight the brown shirts will be out there in Pennsylvania, giggling and cackling and having the time of their lives. Probably talking about Timmy. Remember, BlindViews is that's the way he hears it because he's blind. So he doesn't listen to Timmy. But they'll all be in there praising the master up on the hill in the White House, Pennsylvania. They'll be doing. But I haven't seen anything about barium exposure. I don't know if he's officially took himself out of reach here and moved on to something more substantial. I'm shocked because usually, around here somewhere, but still on a long bender. But he's still watching, he's still watching. Hell yeah, he's still doing it. But it's always fun to have some fun with people. We shall see what happens. But I guess, from what I understand, I know you were I love it. Verified. I knew you were a cross-dresser. Glad you came out of the closet. His old man is a closet with you. Oh my God, I love it. LOL. Because that's hilarious. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's hilarious. Because I did the Miss Vicky. That just makes me laugh. Yeah, okay. Oh, my God. Oh, this is the first and the last time I've worn a wig. Okay. Oh, my God. I've known, being in the makeup business, I knew a couple guys that were really good at makeup and were actually did a real good job. They would get dolled up in women's thing and do what do they call those things, but they weren't gay. They were makeup. They were very good at making people that make themselves up. One did a pretty good job for sure, but they weren't gay. They were very good at making makeup up. So I'd help make them up too as well. It's not a big deal. I mean, not all people that do the. This one. No, it's still standing. But I guess that Timmy is allegedly on a cruiser somewhere. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I don't know. He's going somewhere. I think it's hilarious. But, of course, BlindViews, rent-free. Living in the Tater's head rent-free. Rent-free lives rent-free in his head. Because whatever he was doing with his truck, I guess. I saw him come through the bus build. I don't really care. I've seen enough of those. I've done a few with my uncle. I understand the behavior and whatever the hell he's doing that we have to be kept up, because with the BlindViews, that's what he hears it, is that, it's like as soon as I see a video come up, I'm like, okay, give him a couple hours and he'll watch the damn thing and break it down, and then whatever else. So pretty much the way it goes. As soon as it's BlindViews, that's the way he hears it. We'll be on it with Tater because I just don't understand Tater going to Mississippi. Of all the places he can go, I mean, I know that what's his name, Tampa J moved to Tennessee, which is I get it. Going there because Chris the Witch, want to move there. I get it. And again, chasing the dream of making money on YouTube, which I talked about. Wonder Hussy in her cell phone. I don't think I've seen anything on her Facebook that she's. Let's see if she's got it back yet. So it's just kind of Copper said Disney World Resort after. Let me see. The kidnapped man from Mississippi. Okay. All right. Impeach calls for Trump the hunch to be charged with what? Charged with misconduct? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So I don't know if the Huss has gotten that back yet. I don't know. She got her phone back. It'd been known by now, but yeah. Yeah, we'll as it always rages on in this community of behaviors on here. What's this? What's this? Musk says SpaceX will decommission Dragon spacecraft after Trump threat. What? And will begin decommissioning Dragon immediately because of threats to cancel government contracts with Musk businesses. Musk announced in social media like the war of words Trump that began after the Telsa CEO criticized Major Bill. All of a sudden, they started playing around with that behavior. Let's see if Karl. Let's call Karl.
Hey, what's up?
Karl, welcome to Fearmongers Inc. You're calling to Fearmonger Radio. What's happening?
What's going on?
What's happening?
Driving in traffic.
Where are you going now?
Well, I was listening to your buddy Dan, New York Dan.
What's going on with New York Dan?
He was just talking about it.
What'd he say?
He was talking about Tim being at the Hard Rock Cafe or the Hard Rock Motel, but there's a premium cigar shop that's got a secret entrance. Everything's in a humidor and premium cigars, and there's a secret entrance to a cigar lounge. Mm-hmm. Said you would love it.
Oh, really?
He filmed it, but Tim didn't even know about it.
Yeah, they have a good cigar. Yeah, did you see the Miss Vicky video?
Oh, not yet. I saw she put one out.
No, I did the one when the whispering.
Good morning. Oh, the whispering. Oh, you're Miss Vicky?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Is it a short or is it?
It's a video. I did. It's a 13-minute video I did with a blonde wig and stuff. And she announced she wants to marry New York Dan.
Okay, yeah, it'll be in my feed. I'll see it.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
But so
New York Dan's well aware of you.
Oh, so, really? Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
He's just too ballers to call the show. Call the show, man.
Yeah. Dinger said you might be a little intimidating, but I'm like,
what do you mean?
You don't have to.
What do you mean?
You don't have to go along with what you say. You can have your own opinion.
How can I be intimidating for Dinger? How does that happen?
Well, you're pretty Class A personality. You got to admit that.
What do you mean, Class A? What does that mean?
Don't they? Isn't that what it is? Class A leader.
Well, hang on a minute. Hang on. Answer call. Hang on. Hello. Hang on, Karl.
We're in the shower.
Yeah.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Yo.
Are we live on air?
Yes, we are.
It's Mr. Shower.
Yeah. What's going on?
Hey, Karl with the wet hair.
Yeah, what's up?
Nothing. What are you fellas talking about?
Did you go to Penn State to take your shower?
No, I took my shower from the natural spring.
I see.
Hey, I should go to Penn State, take a shower and have wet hair.
Take a shower in that shower? Take a shower.
That'll get that grease off of your arm.
That's right.
In fact, there's a bunch of places that have showers where something has happened.
So KC, you said you're gonna try to do that steak the way I did the steak.
Try and do the what?
The steak.
Oh, with the Heinz 57 and the ketchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just haven't bought any steak.
Okay, no, it's a good steak to do like that. So. Yeah, I told Sue Ellen.
Yeah, I don't usually marinate it. I usually do like I like to use a cast iron skillet.
Right.
And I usually I salt it for like half an hour before I cook it, and then I pat it, pat the salt off of it because the salt brings the moisture out of it.
Right. Yep.
And then I just cook it like that, and then I usually just salt and pepper is all that I use, and I don't use any sauce or anything. But I like the idea of buying like the sirloin steak, like you did, and marinating it.
Yep. If you do it for 24 hours, whatever, that's fine. I mean, the longer the better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told Sue Ellen, you said he liked it. Me and her were cooking together. So she goes, I said,
I think that's really nice.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't do that.
Yeah. So we always cook together. We always do that kind of stuff. We'll so like last time we made tacos or something. We always will. Like last time we had ribs. We bought some ribs, big shoulder ribs, and put in that, and so that was a lot of fun. So
yeah, that was a good
when I
video you had.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it was fun making those Monte combos outside. So, did you see the one I put up with the whispering with Miss Vicky?
Yeah. I don't think that was as good as her whispering video.
What?
It's not on the level with her whispering.
I understand. Well, I know, but the point was with the blonde wig, so.
Nobody can whisper like Miss Vicky.
Yeah. Karl, what's going on? I haven't watched Tim. I've been caught up in the JJ on Darling's channel. What did Tim do?
He hasn't really done anything. He went out to the Hard Rock, which Dan's been to already. And Dan filmed it way better than Tim did.
Did he go by himself like Dan?
It's hard to know. He might have been with someone, he might not have been with someone. But in the long run, who really cares? He's so boring.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I got my start talking about him. But JJ's cool. Hey, we got the dog connection with JJ. And, Cowpote's getting a new dog.
Yep, getting a new dog on Saturday.
What kind of dog?
Another Pomeranian. $500.
I used to have wiener dog.
Yeah, $500 it cost us.
He's a baller. That's why he's got a Pomeranian.
I like him. I like little dogs.
Yep.
I used to have 2 miniature dachshunds.
Yep. So
yeah, the new trend is where they're painting your dog when you get its haircut.
Really?
So it's kind of like dog tattoos. I'm not into it, but my wife was watching a show about it. That Mike Rowe that did Dirty Jobs.
Yep.
He's got a new show out where he says somebody's got to do this job, and that was one of the jobs he went and did. Is cutting hair and painting dogs.
So how's the job going there, Mr. Karl?
Good. Oh, but I got good news. I'm not fired.
Oh, you're not fired?
No, I ripped the door off a trailer, which gets you suspended for 3 days. Nobody got hurt, just the trailer door.
Rip.
Luckily, I ripped it off clean, so it's just a matter of putting new hinges on it.
Instead of bending the damn thing.
I'm sure it still costs money.
Oh yeah. Well,
nobody's happy about it.
They'll just take it out of your check.
They were telling me now that I've had my accident, it makes the insurance they got to pay for me, it makes it cheaper.
Really?
Because everybody's supposed to have an accident in their first 6 months. So once you have your accident, if it's a minor one, your insurance rate is good. Of course, it's a really bad one, you're screwed. But
one of the
you should have played it really cool. Like I did that on purpose so I could help you guys out.
Well, one of the guys,
that's why you got to have 6 months of experience, because nobody wants to pay for your first accident.
Well, we had a guy that I think it was like 6 months on the job and totaled out a 2025 $80,000 vehicle. It ran a red light. He left the scene, went home, realized he was done. Just didn't hurt anybody.
Yeah, that's not good, wasn't it?
But he realized it was.
I got in trouble because I called security instead of calling my boss.
Mm-hmm.
Because whenever that happens, that security comes out. So I just figured I'd call security. And he's like, no, you call us first. You never call security. You call us, and security needs to be there. We'll call security. I'm like, okay, that's good to know.
Right. Well, we had another one. She'd been there a while, and it was her second accident in 2 months, and she ripped a panel off, right? And you gotta stop what you're doing, right? So she puts the panel back on, kicks it back on, okay, and then it falls off on somebody in the shift. And then she's arguing with the chick, and they fired her because she didn't follow the rules. Just say it happened. Or they could have put it back on, and our body guy could have put it back on. No one would have known. But she played games, and guess what they did? They had to fire her ass. Because she didn't follow protocol. You called someone, but you didn't just. It's a whole door, but this was a little panel. But she'd have just put it back on and talked to the other guy. It would have been a big deal. But she tried to hide it, so. It makes it worse. Yeah,
when you make a shit sandwich, you just have to sit there and eat it.
Correct.
It's not pleasant, but that's what you got to do.
So tonight,
the guy I used to work with, he
told on myself.
Somebody else's.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Karl. Sorry.
Oh, I hit the dock door. We're parking in covered docks, so there's. It's not just the outside dock, it's the dock's covered, so the whole trailer, and if a tractor was attached, can be in there with the door shut and be on the indoors.
Right.
And so there's pillars between every two trailers, and it sucks trying to park in those things.
Right.
Can't see, it's dark, but I'm not making excuses. I fucked up.
Yep.
That's how it goes.
What were you going to say, Casey?
This guy that I used to work with, he hit somebody else's car in the parking lot, like before shift started. He hit somebody else's car in the parking lot, backed out, left, and nobody ever heard from this guy again. I said, well, his name wasn't what we really thought it was, He had something going on for that to be the reaction.
Exactly.
Gone.
Yeah.
Never came back. Never, nothing. He was just gone.
Well, one of the new hires they had about a month ago, I think he lasted 4 hours, and then somebody got in the shuttle, a customer did, and he smelled marijuana right in the vehicle, which is stupid. So they pulled him off the side, and he goes, "Well, they want to send him for a drug test. You can't do that." Yes, you can. Someone smells marijuana in your truck. The guy just thought he could smoke geef inside of a truck. It's a pretty new vehicle. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? So he left, because he was mad. But, well, you got caught. So I don't understand that. Go through all the background check, all the behavior, get the job, all the stuff, all the testing, and you decide to smoke marijuana inside of a vehicle, which you're going to smell. You know what I'm saying? That's amazing.
And they can find that for quite a bit of time.
It's just stupid.
It stays in your system, I think.
Well, no, but he didn't want to go for a drug test. He said, baloney. I was on a job for for 2 weeks, and they sent me for a drug test. They want to make sure I didn't clean my system out. So I said, sure, I'll go piss. I don't care. They'll do that. They'll give you a drug test just after you start to make sure that all of a sudden you didn't go smoke marijuana. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I took mine right away.
Right. No, but they'll do that at any driving
I went over
job.
there and dropped.
Right.
I do a 0.00. So that's good.
Yep.
And I guess the P must have checked out because they called me and told me I was suspended.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's cool.
Not that I do drugs, but I do legal drugs for my doctor, and who knows what those do.
So you talked to Dinger, and Dinger said he says he's intimidated by me. What do you think about that, Kate? He says I'm intimidated.
Oh God!
Don't you think, Casey?
You guys are. Hey.
No, but he's kind of type A personality. Cowpote's kind of imposing.
Do you think? I mean,
and you got strong opinions.
Well, of course I.
But you don't care if someone doesn't agree with you. Whereas BlindViews does,
then, right? But that means that Dinger doesn't want somebody to disagree with him, then, right? What does he think Cowpote is going to do? I don't want to call him Cowpote. I know how to say it properly.
I don't care. It's okay.
I say it wrong. I know I do. But I like Truman Capote.
That's fine.
Nobody knows who Truman Capote is that watches any of these channels except for me, you, and Cowboy.
I know. It doesn't matter.
Maybe Mark.
If we're the only people that know, it doesn't even matter.
But I just don't.
As long as Cowpote knows I'm not doing it to diss him.
No, I don't care. I've always said you have to know the nickname. You have to before you can call me anything, cowgirl or whatever. Like somebody said in the video I did on Miss Vicky that they knew I was a cross-dresser. I'm like, no. It's like, well, I guess, I don't know, whatever. Because I could put a blonde wig on and pretend I'm a woman. I guess. I mean, I don't care. But
the real reason he doesn't want to call is because he doesn't want to get blacklisted. That's the real reason.
You think so?
Yeah, because he wants to get to 1,000. I'm pretty sure he does. And then to go against BlindViews before you get to 1,000, that wouldn't be a smart move.
I don't understand that.
I don't think he's going to get to 1,000, Carl.
Yeah,
I don't really care. I mean, I like getting to 1,000 because it was like a benchmark. It's kind of like fun, but it really doesn't matter. If I went under 1,000, I'd still do what I want to do, and it wouldn't matter.
Right. No, I just that's a ball. That's a grown ass man. He's like almost like speaking out against Donald J. Trump. Like Musk right now is fighting with Donald J. Trump, and he's threatening to take away government contracts because he spoke out after he left. You know, I can't believe that BlindViews can have that much fear over somebody on YouTube that's come on to show that I don't hate BlindViews. I just kind of call out the haters. Would you not agree, Casey Grits? I'm not here to, get racial or anything else. I just the Sarasota Tim bunch just kind of fascinates. Like you said, Casey, the whole group of the hate watchers fascinates you, Casey. Would you not agree?
But the thing about the BlindViews thing is he's moved on from you. He doesn't talk about you. He doesn't talk about Karl. Nobody. Well, I don't really sit in the chat and watch his live streams anymore. But I think that thing's over.
Right.
So it's funny, but I do agree that somebody like Dinger who really wants to get to 1,000 subs, he doesn't want to take the chance of one of those people noticing and saying But I don't think I've ever seen BlindViews talk about Dinger.
I know personally, I think I lost about 300 people when I went against BlindViews.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I dropped like 200, and then I stayed at that level for a month and a half. But now it's starting to go up a little bit.
Well, if they can't handle your opinion on somebody, that's just sad, man. It's just, Dinger's a grown ass man. Last I checked.
I don't know if people came back or I don't know if people came back.
I think that's just hilarious that he's worried.
It's not like you're gonna say if Dinger even called, you would just talk to him about Sarasota Tim or himself.
Yeah, I'd just say,
whatever.
what's...
It's not like you would say, do you renounce BlindViews? Do you kiss the ring of Cowpote to renounce your BlindViews fandom?
Oh, that'd be absolutely hilarious, man. Will you...
But it's really not us. It's BlindViews. I mean, he says he doesn't care, but he does. And the fact that he doesn't even mention us now is him deliberately not doing it.
Correct.
He's still. Hi, BlindViews. He's still listening to this.
Well, of course, because
he'll probably skim through and watch me.
You bet he does. He listened to my BlindViews one, line there, line now, in the car eating the Costco meal. That's got 200 some views. So I get a dislike right away on my videos. Right away, I get a dislike for something. I mean, right away, I put a video, I get a dislike right away.
Yeah, and I got a billboard. There's a dude that climbed Mount Everest, and he was blind.
Yep.
So if he did it blind, BlindViews should be able to climb Mount Everest twice.
Yep. because that BlindViews one line there, line now, where that's got 259 views, and it says I got 13 likes and 5 dislikes, which I think it's hilarious. Then the exploring the Frederick Miller Creek one, no one really cared. That's got 20. That's got 1 dislike. Don't know why, but it's kind of. I do like the dislikes on the audios. Those I can get 5 likes and 2 dislikes. So people like him that do come, the haters come to listen to the audio. You know what I'm saying?
I bet you they both count the same in the algorithm.
Oh, they do, because you're engaging. Because you're engaging.
You're getting somebody to hit a button either way.
Correct. No, you're absolutely.
It's any engagement, any type of engagement. A positive comment, negative comment, like, dislike, any engagement is the same.
Correct. No, that's why I'm saying I've always said, you want to dislike, feel free, go for it. Take your mouse and smash that dislike. Go for it. I guess. I don't know. Not like it being a prejudiced.
Yeah, that's why the people that tell me the people that say they go on Sarasota Tim and then hit the dislike button and then tune out, that probably helps them more than it hurts them.
Yeah, you're giving him a view.
Other than they didn't watch the video that long.
It's 2 interactions, 1 view and 1 dislike.
Correct.
Yeah, because no matter how long you're there, it's a view. But then they do count how long you stay.
It'd be like me going to the BlindViews tonight and sitting in the chat room the whole night long and throw a dislike on, just sit there and watch it, hate watch him. You know what I'm saying? Just sit there and just piss it.
I'm driving right now. Has he put up his post of what he's going to talk about?
It says non.
Yeah, the good old days.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Like Mark said, a bunch of old people giggling and cackling. That's all he does. He giggles. He reads the chat. Remember, he can't read. Remember, he can't see. So all he does, again, he reads the chat and responds to the chat all night long. That's all he does. So if someone brings up Tim or Tater or whatever, and if someone brings me up, he's going to ignore it. He won't say it. Someone will bring up. He'll ignore it. He may read it, but he won't. He's not like Carpetbagger that will. If they put a money thing in there, he'll read it. And Wonder Hussy does the same thing. She'll read it because you paid for her to read it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's basically ghosting us, which is fine.
I still love making fun of the guy. I still love mentioning him because it brings in a view. It's just I keep the pressure on the guy because he's a bull-faced little liar is what he is. I still don't think he's had a membership video. Yeah.
Since we've been talking about it.
Yeah, it's a bull-faced little. Like I say, it's a bull-faced little line. You're supposed to be doing stuff. Did Mighty Python? Has she done a few memberships or not? Mighty Python, has she done any?
Yeah, she has. She has
5 of them.
I got another free monthly membership.
Mighty Python.
So I've watched them.
Yeah, she does these.
Hello, everybody.
Her videos are too long.
Yeah,
they're just too long.
I agree. Far too long. And she's just 3 hours.
I do like her. I don't know. Her rewind 6 months ago. I thought her videos were a little bit more interesting because they were shorter and, you know. But now, like, the 4-hour, I'm not watching the 4 hour.
Yeah,
we already talked about this.
That's, yeah. Well, no,
But, like, even like, anything over, a live stream over, like, 2 hours is too much. Because if you're just working and you're listening to it, all you're hearing is, like, oh, Karl in the chat says hello. Hello, Karl.
Yep.
How are you doing? There's no entertainment value in that. Like the BlindViews thing. Like, okay, so the good old days. That could be interesting if it generated interesting conversation, but it's not interesting if you just simply read like, okay, Karl says when he was a kid, gas was 50 cents a gallon. Yep, I remember that. Okay, next.
Yeah, that's what
if it sparks like interesting conversation, if you're good at talking about a subject on the fly, no notes, then you can do interesting long live streams. But like Cowpote said, live streams have killed podcasting because if you're doing a podcast, like right now, we're generating conversation based on topic.
Correct.
That's why I was trying to get like Dinger and New York Dan to call, because I assume New York Dan is an interesting person.
Correct.
He doesn't have a job. He has like 16 cars. He seems like very like old-fashioned. Like he's an interesting person. Dinger. I imagine Dinger's an interesting person. He's a military veteran. He lives in a house in Jacksonville, right? Like he's got stuff to talk about. But that's what's cool about listening to this show, right? Like when I was a listener before I became a caller, and like Mark participating in these conversations, right? Like it's just people commentary about the community, but it's not commentary based on like, okay, in the chat, Leon says Sarasota Tim sucks. Oh yeah, oh Timmy sucks. That's not interesting. Not at all.
I talked to Dinger today, and we were talking about, he had some interesting stories about, or he's on an aircraft carrier, and he worked on the flight deck. And he had some interesting stories about that. And I'm like, you should talk more about that.
But see, people that but the people he reaches out to
not
wouldn't
many
care.
people get to be on a flight deck of an aircraft carrier.
Correct.
No. And that's way more interesting than him saying, like, oh, Sarasota Tim, he's cheap. He's returning stuff to Walmart. That's fine commentary once.
Correct.
But all of the hate channels, and you realize, Karl, now that you're discovering like the comments and stuff, that's much more interesting than saying like Sarasota Tim went to Walmart. No kidding, he's going to 8 times this week. I don't have to watch YouTube to know that he's having a morning chat, the best cup of coffee he ever drank in his life, and he's got a return at Walmart.
No, but
yeah, today he called Izod an alligator, and Izod is a crocodile.
You would think a Florida man.
I only know that because I love Izod, and the dude that made Izod didn't know the difference either. And he didn't know because he was thinking alligator, but he said crocodile.
No, I appreciate Casey Grizza that the comment on the podcast. I appreciate that. That I'm old school, but I've said before, these live streams now, they just sit there and they yell at each other on the stream. Let's say there's like 4 people on the stream, right? And it's, Savage, I used to be your friend. I don't hate the woman, but she will do these long 2-hour streams. Allegedly there might be true crime, but they'll bitch about other YouTubers, and she'll read the chat room just like Evil Abe does the same thing, 4-hour streams. And that's what BlindViews tonight will do. He'll come in, he'll greet everybody at the door. He'll sit there and he'll say hello, 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 hello. You know what I'm saying? And then as whoever the live stream will be dictated what they say in the chat room, right, Casey? That's what happens. You know what I'm saying? Because
before I even got involved, that's what always bugged me about live streams. It took like 10 minutes for them to even get to the stuff because it's all high.
Yep.
Well, and that's what has turned me off from, like, I unsubscribed to Life and Vibes channels because all of the videos, it is truly 15 minutes before you get going.
Yep.
And it's I'm going to read my terms of service and all that. No.
I mean, I do my intro.
That doesn't keep you from getting copyright struck. It doesn't. No.
I mean, I do my military intro and whatever else as I get to my stuff and whatever else. But that's my way I do my stuff with the music in the background. But I'm just old school podcaster.
But if you did that with a live stream going, and in the middle of doing that, you had to stop and say, "Hey, Karl. Hey, Mark. Hey, Casey Grits. Hey, Miss Vicky." Now your intro is 30 minutes long.
Correct. Yeah, a lot of people. I'll wait for people to get in. It's like, hey, people, I'm not live, and they don't no longer live stream anymore on Spreaker. It's too bad, but you get to your point if you can be live. When I had you on. I talked about Carpetbagger, and I talked about whatever. Me and you came on that one did there. We did whatever I talked about, and you came on, and we talked about. Me and Karl did whatever the hell that one we did the live about the turncoats, people turning on Sarasota Tim. You get to your point, and people don't know how to. They just do these. Again, it's all these live streams are. Is that he'll play music with incoming, and he'll look down at his name and say welcome in. People will be waiting for him. They'll sit in the chat room, wait for him to go live. And they'll talk, and it's like a small town bar, Let's all sit at the bar and say, "Hey, Norm," Norm.
Yeah, they'll talk to each other in the comments. They're not even talking to BlindViews; they'll be talking to each other.
But I would argue that that's the purpose of the chat of a live stream. The presenter of the live stream is supposed to be providing the entertainment.
Correct.
I think that the purpose of the chat room is for the community to type maybe amongst themselves or whatever, and then supplemental, if you do run out of something to say, then you talk about your topic for 40 minutes, and then you say, let's say what's going on in the chat, right?
Correct.
The chat doesn't have to dictate the content, like you as the presenter. So BlindViews specifically, right?
Right.
He wants to have membership. He wants to get donations, things like that during the chat. You don't get donations by saying, "Hi, Cowboy."
Yep.
"Hi, Karl." Like that's just not how it works. You get some, but if you're interacting and participating, that's how it works.
No, you're absolutely.
It's boring because, and it's not just him, but him specifically, he's fallen into the same rhythm that so many other people do when they do live streams. They have 10 minutes of things to talk about, and they have 50 minutes of hellos and please send me a super chat. It's just, YouTube has devolved into nonstop skullduggery, e-begging.
Yeah, it's all these live streams are. It's not, and that's why they Blog Talk. You couldn't put any links to any money on Blog Talk. They didn't have any of this kind of behavior, because all you're doing, if I'm giving money to, I don't give it's Carpetbagger, you're enriching YouTube. That's all you're doing. You know what I'm saying? That's all you're doing. You're enriching YouTube because they get the money. But that's all it evolves into is. Him reading the chat room, and then they bastardized the word podcasting, because if you ever notice after someone does a live stream, let's say we're on YouTube right now and we're live streaming, it goes up and then people come back, "Oh, I wish I was there," because they missed the interaction in the chat room. You know what I'm saying? Talking to somebody, maybe Karl was there or whatever. "Oh, I missed it," because they were there for their social hour, like a bunch of old people.
Well, and sometimes they don't want you to get upset, so they're like, "Oh, I couldn't make it because I had to do this." You're like, "Hey, it's fine you didn't make it," but they're thinking maybe you'll take it personally if they didn't show up.
Correct. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's just
yeah, I don't know. YouTube is just weird now.
Yeah, well, they ever since they started doing live streaming, they took away. It used to be the old days. I mean, my video, whatever video I'm making. I mean, if it's the house, if it's Carpetbagger, if it's still any people out that we talk about that make videos, that's the way it was. Kid behind the camera who's boring. It's all fake. But the bottom line is, he created videos. Why do you think him and Boogie are over on Local? Because no one cares about their videos anymore. I mean, look at Boogie. He hasn't made a video in how long? Because where is he at? Local, making money. Because he's just
like 2 million subscribers and he gets 20,000 views.
Yeah, because no one cares, because he's a liar. He's a bull-faced little liar. That's what he is. There was a very good video I saw on him and other people who've been canceled by, their channels went away, have just gone bad because of their behaviors. And I mean, Boogie is a bull-faced little liar and playing video games, which is, speaking of that, did you guys see this morning they had the Switch come out? I guess that people waiting in line here in Minnesota for like 6 hours to get the new Super Nintendo, I think it is, Switch, whatever the hell the thing is, a new video game today came out.
Yeah, I saw there was a bunch of, a lot of long lines.
Do you remember, I don't know how old you guys are, I think about 25 years ago was a big thing, be the first person in line to go to a movie. Remember that phrase, that about a good 15 years ago, you'd wait in line for the first person to see the movie when it came out. You'd wait in the parking lot. It was the same kind
on Thursday night at midnight.
Yeah.
I used to do it.
Jesus Christ.
And then Black Fridays.
Yep.
People would wait in line to get into the store.
Yep. Yeah, it's just that.
Boys, I gotta run.
Thank you for coming on, my friend. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Casey. We'll see you later.
Karl, go to Walmart and buy lava soap. That'll get that grease off. Lava.
Target's on my way home. I'm going to stop by there and get some. I'll show it to you tonight.
It's a bar of soap, and it's like a red label, I think. Lava.
Yeah, because it's made for stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what...
Someone's talking about putting sugar in soap or something. But, yeah, I think lava's probably got the right mixture.
Lava will get you. All right.
Yeah, I got a little grease spot that I'm going to have a before and after.
All right. I'll be waiting.
I'll see ya.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cowboy.
Bye-bye. Later. Perfect. Say, hey, you want me to call Mark?
Yeah. Let's call Mark. See what he's up to.
Okay, let me see.
See what's going on the moon.
Let me see if. Hang on a second. Let's give him a call. Here we go. Let's see. No, it's too bad. Too bad. Nope, he didn't. He wasn't there.
Oh, bummer.
That's too bad. I called him. Who knows? Because sometimes he calls.
Remember that police song, "Walking on the Moon"?
Yes, Walking on the Moon.
I think that should be Mark's theme song.
Oh, wow.
Walking on the moon.
I haven't spoke to him all week long, so I don't know what they've been really spoke to him. But that's too bad about Dinger. Dinger would call the show. It'd be kind of fun.
Saw a video. He just said he wasn't ready yet. Not that it was like he was never gonna. So, and he's talked about. I mean, I think he wants to try and get to 1,000. I respect that.
Right.
I didn't really care, and then once I started getting close, I'm like, well, I might as well go for it.
Yeah, but you can't be afraid of BlindViews, and I get it, man. I'm a lone wolf. I don't know if I should be taken as a compliment from you or a diss that I'm a pretty reasonable guy. I would never be mean to somebody. I'll ask you questions. I guess I come from a family of lawyers. I'm not afraid to ask that hard question. My mom I saw my mom thunder away at people, and ask those questions. I watched Perry Mason with my mother. Because I guess I go by... Listen. I go by what my father always told me. And I've learned it. Never ask a question you know the answer to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm never afraid to ask a question. And I've been doing this for 17 years. And more than that, probably podcasting. I truly love doing it. I've met you. You're a nice man. Casey Grits. But there's a lot of interesting people on YouTube. It's not that tough to call the number. You go to Fear Mongering Radio, you type it in, you go to the notes, it's right there. You can call me anytime during the daytime on that number, and it will say, whatever, and I can pick it up. I don't know. He's a grown-ass man. I mean, I think it's great as a Navy. It'd be cool to talk about on the ship. I've seen videos, people in the submarines, of the cooks. If I went in the military, I would be in the Navy and learn how to cook in the Navy for 4 years, especially on the aircraft carrier. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I think. I mean, it's too bad. I just
if
think
you're in a submarine, you're the god. Everybody loves to cook on the submarine.
Some videos. These guys make like $35,000 a year, and the ships will the boat will stay down for however long the food lasts. But I saw an aircraft carrier once. And just what they did in the aircraft carriers, the cooking. It's pretty cool what they do and how they make the food. We were on the Wisconsin out there in North Fork. And that was really cool how you walk through the Wisconsin and to see how all that was there, this huge kitchen. So, I understand what you're trying to say.
The submarines get the best food out of anybody.
Correct.
Then the aircraft carriers are second.
Correct. But no, I just think it's too bad.
You gotta have the morale, and that's all through food.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then Dinger told the story I didn't even know about. He's like, once you've been out for 6 months. I forget whether he said 1 or 2, but he's like, everybody gets 1 or 2 beers, and you can sell your beers to somebody else.
Oh, really?
For whatever. But everybody gets requisitioned 1 or 2 beers if you've been out on a tour for 6 months. And I'm like, that's probably like camping. Whatever beer that was, it's probably the best beer you've ever had.
Right. Yeah, because they don't want any alcohol on the ship, right? They don't want to be getting drunk.
Right. But that's about morale,
Right. No, I understand.
And,
but I just think it'd be fun to.
But that was a cool story. I didn't know about that. That's kind of neat.
Right. But it's just too bad. I just love to ask him what's the obsession with Sarasota Tim, and how'd you find him? Is it do you do anything else? Do you watch anything else on YouTube besides Sarasota Tim? Is there any channels you like? Is there anything you watch? Any adventure? Like you listen to some history stuff too as well. So, It's History. Mark's talked about that before too as well. It's History is a good channel. He does really good work. But I wouldn't be afraid like you want to make me sound out to be this big bad ogre with people. I've interviewed tons of people on my.
Oh no, Sarasota Tim. It's like I can't believe this guy exists. I know he exists because I've been a lawyer and I did a bunch of bankruptcies, and so I've met hundreds of people like him.
Right. Oh yeah.
And they were always my worst clients.
Right. Well,
and they'd flat out lie to me, and then shit would get found out. Like I'd ask him, "Do you have any guns?" And he'd flat out say, "Oh no, I don't have any guns." Blah blah blah. And then we get to his hearing, and some ex-girlfriend would show up and go, "Oh yeah, he's got like 10 guns. He's got this. I'm like, "You fucker." and then he'd be like, "Well, I told my attorney I had these guns. He said it was no big deal." I'm well, fucking shit, you did.
Yeah, well, it's I think
that was the kind of shitty ass person he is, and I had his clients, and I can't stand them. And so it's when bad shit happens to Tim, I think it's funny.
Well, I did. Camo Dave, Mark put up a video of Camo Dave saw some homeless guy on the street, and he goes, "You should go on YouTube and just and do your panhandling," because he goes, "You just start a channel and start asking for money." He was absolutely right, because that's all it's become now is people like. Sarasota Tim. It never hurts to ask, right? It never hurts to ask. And people will send you stuff. Just like, who's that one guy that BlindViews, is always talk about that one guy, Living Free. People send him stuff, and then he gets pissed. But it never hurts to ask the wish list. Wonder Hussy has one. Wandering Gypsy has one. And her birthday just came and went. Wandering Gypsy. So guess what? She probably got gifts. Because it never hurts to ask. You know what I'm saying? Just like with
same thing. They get to see the food. If they buy him stuff to make his shelter, they get to watch him make the shelter. If they buy him stuff for his garden, they get to watch him grow a garden.
Good, because they just so then also they know BlindViews is pissed off. So they do that also to piss off the haters. Here, I'm gonna give this to this guy again. I get it. You want to be a do-gooder. There's so much more you can do in your community. Instead of giving to some guy who doesn't work for a living, claiming he's a minimalist, but asking for money. But I'll repeat it again. It never hurts to ask. He's just
mad. He's got poor eyesight, and he doesn't want to work, so he takes the disability check, and he just sits around and complains.
Yeah, it's a very hard life to do that behavior, man. I mean, I like creating on here, but that's just blind views for you. It's just pissing and moaning, pissing and moaning, pissing and moaning.
And when I first went against him, people are like, how can you be so mean? And I'm like, he can work. There's nothing stopping him from working.
How can he be so mean? Look who's...
He could be completely blind and he could still work.
Yeah, my brother, like I said, did the vending over at all the prisons in one of the schools and made a damn good living, and he travels around the United States of America. You know, he does it with his wife in the wintertime. They go all kinds of places, and she was a teacher. He did well for himself. He didn't sit around and feel sorry for himself. He was hard to recruit up blind people to take over the position, because the blind runs all the vending machines in Wisconsin prisons and Minnesota. And he goes, I was 25 years old. They said, hey, here's a job for you. And I took it head on. He played in beep ball. You'll hit the ball and it beeps and you have to run to the beep. You know what I'm saying? And he plays drums in a band. I've never seen him once complain. But one thing with blind views, I don't hate this guy. He's a very angry white man. Would you not agree? He's a very angry. Yeah. He's a very angry white man who just never happy. I don't think he's a happy man. I feel sorry for the lovely wife, because he's got it's a guy who sits above the garage and watches YouTube videos and critiques. Well,
even with this trucking job, there's a few things that I have to do differently because of my arm.
Right. But
I get it done, and I don't ask for anybody to give me special treatment or anything like that. I just have to get it done differently than, if you had two working arms,
Correct. Yeah.
But I get it done, and I don't complain, and I don't ask someone to do it for me. I just do it.
Right. Yeah. But that's all this the blind views tonight is going to be, is, like I said, reading the chat room, saying hello, bitching about this. But he's after we called him out for being a triggered, he's kind of backed off on that behavior. He's realized it makes him look stupid. You know what I'm saying?
And if you and I had poor eyesight, we'd still work doing something.
Yeah, but we
wouldn't be able to work doing what we're already doing.
Hey, I know Zane B.
have to do something different.
I mean, he was like 13, I think, on Blog Talk. We've been very good friends ever since, and he's from Chicago. I think he lives in L.A. now. He had CP, confined with wheelchair. He was a very good friend of mine. I met him in Chicago the last time the Blackhawks won the Lord Stanley, and I've been his friend. And he is my mentor, because the guy is confined with wheelchair. I can do what he can't do, but he went to school in Indiana and got it. And now I think he's writing for somebody's sport out in L.A. Point is, he applied himself, and I've never heard him bitch that he's in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? He's like 25, 26 right now, working for a living. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, look at that scientist that was in a wheelchair and couldn't talk.
Correct. Right.
He didn't complain. He had some hot wife.
Yeah, I know.
And some hot nurse.
But sometimes some people just never happy. But never had any. No matter
Stephen Hawkins.
Stephen Hawkins. Yeah. Some people just are never happy. Yeah. Never. And he's a unhappy man. Never happy.
And if the job you pick is YouTube, then you realize you picked the job that doesn't even pay minimum wage.
Yeah, good luck, man. Good. I mean, you look at carpetbagger and wonder how see anybody else begging for money, and they're subsidized by people on YouTube. So it's never.
Yeah. But you're gonna have to go tits and be better looking.
Right. I feel sorry for anybody who,
if you want to get money.
I mean, I get it. You want to make money on YouTube, but I get it if I'm retired and I have a real good pension. I'm driving around the country. I put 3 videos up a week, and whatever money I make is sweet money. Appreciate it. You can have merchandise, maybe a hat and a shirt, and you can have it so it all goes to charity. So come buy a shirt, and any bonus goes to my favorite charity. And make it, very simple. One hat and one shirt that says the name. I'd call it the Traveling Cowboy Show. Something, the Traveling RV, or whatever you want to call it. They can buy a hat or shirt, but all that profit goes to my favorite charity. Because you can do that in some places; it will go for you. But I've never ever pushed. I mean, I had a merchandise thing for a long time ago, but it was strictly for me to get a coffee cup. I bought 2 sweatshirts and a long sleeve that she wears more than I do. You know what I'm saying? And I bought them because I, she always has it on my sweatshirt. Ted wears it all the time. He always, I bought it for him and sent it to him. You know what I'm saying? But that was a long time ago. And then I think I might have sold a couple, but I made no money because it was right at the bottom barrel. I didn't make any money on it. It was a point, kind of to trigger people, but it's just kind of fun to do it. I mean, you could go on right now, Karl. You can go on Uber Prints right now and make your own shirt for $25. You can go on there tomorrow and sign up and just go on make your own Karl the Nomad or something T-shirt, and it's $25 shipped to your house. It takes 2 days. You'll get it in 3 days. They're in Indiana. That's how quick you can make those shirts. So you can make your own shirt, and ship it. So, are you wearing the Speculation Sports hat around?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now in front of my car. I wear it every day to work.
Way to go.
I gotta keep the hair out of my face.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's too bad, Dinger.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I like it. It's a malt.
I wouldn't think of it as a lost cause. I'd think of it as maybe a future thing.
Mm-hmm. So Edmonton won last night in overtime.
Yes, sir. In overtime.
You bastards.
Yeah, I missed it.
I gotta
figure out a way I can watch that.
It's
supposed to be on ABC, I think.
Well, it was on TNT last night. So, but
I don't have TNT.
She's taking Florida in 6. I'm taking them in 7. But it's good. I hope it goes to 7 again. I really do.
You're gonna be on Florida?
What?
You're gonna be for Florida?
Yeah, I'm gonna be Florida. You're taking Edmonton, right?
Yeah, I'm Edmonton.
That's fine. I have no problem. I have no money on the thing. If Edmonton wins it, so be it. There's a lot of good guys at both teams, so I have no problems. I mean, it isn't like I'm pissed off if so.
Yeah, I'm a fair weather fan since the Blackhawks are out.
Well, yeah, the Blackhawks are 3 years away from even getting in the playoffs, so you might as well you enjoy the Blackhawks, but you don't expect much. I see El Capitan
wants. I just
wants.
have my memories.
Yeah.
There were these 2 girls that were on Dr. Oz.
Yeah.
And they're going to go on this new diet. It's going to lose all this weight. And they asked Dr. Oz, I'm like, well, where does our fried chicken fit into this? And he's like, you're never going to eat fried chicken again. And they're like, what? They're like, what? And he's like, you just need to remember what it tasted like. And they're just like looking at him like, well, how am I not going to eat fried chicken?
I love fried chicken. If you're ever in town here, Cub Foods, if you're ever passing through, go to a Cub Foods. They have the best fried chicken. A guy used to bring two big things of fried chicken and put in the break room. And they do. I mean, KFC is capable for them. For Cub Foods, they make great fried chicken. So.
Yeah, for some reason, all our KFCs here are closed down.
Yeah, they closed a couple here and I lost them. Yeah, some of them are getting closed. I don't know what's going on with KFC right now. The Colonel's pissed. It's all about because what the problem is with the fried chicken. That's the problem. People are changing the way they eat now. So that's the problem. Yeah, closest to my house right now is in Shakopee, and they have a buffet because right here in the area I live. The guy that owned them all closed, and he was a franchisee, and the people that owned KFC didn't have in the contract. So let's say you owned all those stores, you'd have to come to me first to say I get first dibs. So he sold them to what's that one? The Popeye's Fried Chicken. So there's a couple that turned into Popeye Fried Chicken on Eden Prairie and Chanhassen. So they're still around in town, but not in my area. To get KFC, so if I'm driving in the daytime, if I'm going to have lunch or something, if I can see a KFC, I'll do it. And a couple still have the buffet. So it's just like the age coming through right now. Don't drink. So a lot of these venues are making money on alcohol at the concerts because they don't drink like our generation does anymore. And they're changing the way
KFC buffet was the bomb.
Yeah, so they don't eat anymore. It's like OCB, but people don't go to KFC anymore. They're watching to eat, so that's why a lot of KFCs are closing because they don't go there anymore. It's a way people changing the way people eat, and also the way people drink. They don't drink much anymore, and that's why a lot of these alcohol breweries are all about alcohol, so they close. But you can have, if me at a brewery, we'd have maybe 10 beers, but we'd have really good food, our own. So we come, you enjoy the alcohol, stay for the food and the camaraderie. If you're just going to make alcohol, they won't last very long. You'll last maybe 3 years and you'll be out of business. Because you just come to drink beer. Let's have some good food and let's have some good TVs. And they can drink beer and eat food while they're there. So,
yeah,
life has changed the way but me and you know of. You know what I'm saying? Me and you will
I never got into fancy beers.
I neither. Just give me a goddamn Great Belt, whatever local beer you got, I'll drink it. You know, not a big deal.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm gonna cut your ass loose. I gotta make one phone call to Sweet Melissa and probably just shut it down. But I appreciate you coming on. Okay.
All right. Cool.
All right. Don't hit. Always good time. All right. Don't hit anything. Okay.
Okay.
Ciao. Bye.
Well, be safe.
Bye. It's always good to have him on. It's always good to have him on. Let's call Sweet Melissa and see if she's on. We'll shut her down. Sweet Melissa.
The email subscriber at...
No Sweet Melissa. That's too bad. Let's call Ted the Talking Head. Let's see if Ted the Talking Head's in the building. No Marky Mark. Too bad. Nope. Damn you. Anyways. Oh, well. That's the way she goes. We appreciate people come on the show. Dinger, call the show. New York Dan, call the show. It's not that tough to call the show. But enjoy yourselves tonight in the brown shirts. Appreciate Karl. Appreciate you, Casey Grits, coming on. My name is Jeff. This is Fear Mongering Radio. We need a new dog. And we'll pick her up on Saturday. And I'll put a little video of her. And we'll, can't remember the name we're going to name her. She picked out the name of the dog. So we'll get a new dog, and we'll have the time of our lives. D-Day today that comes out. Strutting the beaches we talked before. Snap next to Krauts. Balls, let's have trees, man, women in blue. But it's the Air Force, the Army, and the Marines, the Navy, the Merchant, NASCAR, Coast Guard. They're in and out of uniform. We thank you all so much for all you do out there. 1 and 2, Forgotten War, Vietnam, Desert Storm, Afghan wars. Many wars out there that are fought. Always practice safe sex. Thrill pill, trench rape, like age will kill you. I guess, allegedly, that's supposed to kill you, but I guess blind. They're online now, magic, right? Herpes, needle in the penis. Ouch. If you don't like two men having consensual sex, I get it. $40, but you can't watch two women. That's not a very Christian thing to be doing. Don't drink and drive. Call someone, or you will murder someone. Pick up the phone. Too much to drink. That's the way she goes. Anyways, you guys, appreciate everybody out there. All you guys do, have a good Friday. I know I will. Peace, Middle East. BlindViews. It is what it is. All right, man. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Mr. Winsky Yahoo, man. Man. Man, I'm gonna smoke some geef. But anyways, you guys, from the outskirts, Fear Mongering Radio, we're out.